DC's new Superman movie is finally out, and this time, it's David Corenswet who's now carrying the legacy of Superman. But there's another story behind this iconic role, a story about a man once called the unluckiest actor in Hollywood, and that actor is Henry Cavill. So how did this man wipe off the tag of unluckiest actor and become a symbol of hope for the world as Superman? Today, let's dive into the incredible life story of Henry Cavill. On May 5, 1983, in a small hospital in St. Helier, Jersey, a baby boy came into the world, Henry William Dalgleish Cavill. His mother, Marianne, worked as a bank secretary, and his father, Colin Cavill, was a stockbroker. At the age of 12, Henry joined a boarding school called Stowe School, and there one incident changed his life forever. In the year 2000, Hollywood star Russell Crowe came to Stowe to shoot his movie Proof of Life. Henry went to meet him. Crowe didn't treat Henry like just another fan. He spoke to him like a mentor, even offering advice about acting. That's when Henry decided, I will become an actor. Life in London wasn't easy for a boy from a small island like Jersey. Day after day, auditions ended in rejection, but Henry refused to give up. Around that time, an Italian crime thriller called Laguna was being made. The director Dennis Barry was searching for a fresh new face. When Henry walked in to audition, Barry immediately knew this boy is perfect, and that's how Henry got his first role. Henry's performance in Laguna was raw and genuine, showing a glimpse of his true potential. Even though the film didn't make much noise at the box office, Henry Cavill's name slowly started to get noticed in the industry. He thought his days of struggle were finally coming to an end. But fate had a different script for him, and soon Henry Cavill would be called the unluckiest actor in Hollywood. After his debut, Henry was confident he'd soon get a big role. I mean, with a face like that, how could he not, right? But when fate decides to mess with you, looks don't matter. In 2005, casting began for the legendary role of James Bond in Casino Royale. Henry auditioned with full confidence. His British charm, his personality, everything was perfect. Even director Martin Campbell was impressed. But soon, Henry got a call from him saying, Henry, you're fantastic, but you're a little too young. We're looking for someone more mature. And just like that, the role went to Daniel Craig. But that was just the start of Henry's bad luck. When author Stephen E. Meyer began casting for Twilight, she immediately thought Henry Cavill was the perfect Edward Cullen. His sharp features and mysterious charm fit the role perfectly. But before filming even began, Meyer told him, you're amazing, but you look a little too mature for Edward. And once again, the role slipped away. This time to Robert Pattinson. Later, when Christopher Nolan started looking for the next Batman for the Dark Knight trilogy, Henry's name made it to the shortlist. But in the end, Nolan chose Christian Bale for the role. Once again, Henry's dream was shattered. In 2006, when auditions for Superman Returns began, Henry gave it everything he had. But once again, the role went to Brandon Routh. Not long after, during casting for Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Henry was a top contender for the role of Cedric Diggory. But history repeated itself. The role went to Robert Pattinson. Still, Henry never gave up. He kept auditioning, and finally, fate gave in to his persistence. After the massive success of Iron Man in 2008, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was taking over Hollywood. Seeing that success, DC decided, it's our turn now. By 2011, DC planned to reboot Superman and handed the massive project to Zack Snyder. Snyder looked at several actors for the role, but because of scheduling conflicts and other complications, none of them worked out. Then one day, while browsing through old audition tapes from Superman Returns, Snyder came across a forgotten one, Henry Cavill's. The moment he watched it, he said, that's him, we found our Superman. The DC executives were hesitant to take a chance on an actor who had once been rejected. But in 2011, Henry stepped in for another screen test. And this time, everyone agreed, we've found our Superman. To prepare for the role, Henry trained under top Hollywood fitness coach Mark Twight. He also dove deep into understanding Superman's mindset. When Man of Steel hit theaters, Henry Cavill became a global sensation. His powerful build, intense presence, and grounded performance won audiences over instantly. Henry's Superman was loved by all. With Superman's success, Henry finally felt that his luck had turned. Then came Batman vs Superman in 2016. Zack Snyder's ambitious attempt to launch the DC DC Extended Universe. The anticipation was sky high, but critics were divided. Many felt the story was too dark and heavy. Still, everyone agreed. Henry's performance wasn't the problem. Then came Justice League, meant to bring together all of DC's greatest heroes. But behind the scenes, things fell apart. Director Zack Snyder had to step away due to a personal tragedy, and Joss Whedon stepped in to finish the film. The outcome? A messy movie that couldn't decide whether to be serious or lighthearted. And then came another twist: Henry's mustache controversy. During the Justice League reshoots, Henry was also filming Mission Impossible: Fallout, where his mustache was contractually required. When Joss Whedon asked him to shave it off, the Mission Impossible team refused. So the Justice League crew decided to digitally erase it using CGI, and the results were hilariously bad. The internet exploded with memes. After all the chaos, Henry began to think, maybe it's time to explore something beyond Superman. In 2019, Henry played Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. This made Henry a fantasy icon, moving beyond just being a superhero. Switching from Superman to an OTT fantasy series surprised many. Some in Hollywood even whispered that Henry Cavill's career might be slowing down. But in 2024, Deadpool and Wolverine proved them all wrong when Henry Cavill made his jaw-dropping appearance as Wolverine. Henry Cavill will always be remembered as the man who proved that even the unluckiest man can rise again, as long as he never stops trying. Because this isn't just Henry's story, it's the story of anyone who dares to dream, stumbles along the way, and still finds the strength to rise again. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.